So inshallah ta'ala we'll take today another beautiful story from the Quran, and all the stories in the Quran are so beautiful and very beneficial. May Allah make us from the people who listen and apply. This story is the story of Ashab al-Sabt, the people of Saturday. It's mentioned in the Quran in a few places, but it was detailed in Surah Al-A'raf. It was mentioned in all its components in Surah Al-A'raf. But Ashab al-Sabt is mentioned in many surahs. What is their story? The Jews came to Rasulullah ﷺ and they claimed they do not sin. They do not commit any major sins. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Rasulullah ﷺ, وَاسْأَلْهُمْ عَنْ أَصْحَابِ الْقَرْيَةِ. It's a sarcastic question. They're saying you do not sin. Ask them about the people that used to live in a village or in a village next to the sea. So there were people who live by the sea, and these people, their main source of income is fishing. Everything is fishing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to test them. He said, you can fish on every day except Saturday. That's why they called people of Saturday. The village is divided into 3 groups. Some people could not take it because this is their only source of income. So what did they do? They started putting the nets on Friday and picking up the nets on Sunday. We are not fishing on Saturday. We are not fishing on Saturday. We are obeying Allah. Some people saw that this group is making money and they're eating, and they start smelling the barbecued fish from their section. So they followed. Another group came to them and said, what's wrong with you? This is haram. Who are you kidding? Who are you mocking? Are you mocking Allah Azza wa Jal? Stop. They did not listen. And the third group, they said to the second group, the one who were ordering good, they said, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Allah is going to punish them. Allah knows that they're doing something wrong. Allah will punish them. Leave them alone. So the second group said, no, we are doing this for 2 reasons. مَعْذِرَةً إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ. We are doing it for 2 reasons. Number 1, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked me, did you do anything? I would say, yes, Ya Allah, I did something. I went and I told them to stop. And the other reason, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ, maybe they would stop. Now what happened at the end? Those people who were doing the trick, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned them into qarada. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them into apes. And they used to come to the other people. Now here the ape knows his cousin, knows his brother, but he does not know. He's looking at an ape. He's telling him, I'm your cousin. I'm your brother. They do not recognize them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made them into apes. And the ayah said that they got severe punishment, and the people who were ordering good and forbidding evil were saved. وَسَكَتَ اللَّهُ عَنِ الَّذِينَ سَكَتُوا. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh, one time he was reading this ayah and he was crying. He said, why are you crying? He said, I am afraid to be from the third group, that they were silent and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was silent about their destiny. He did not mention anything about them. The second group, or the third group, which did not do anything, they were good people, but they did not order good and forbid evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not tell us what happened to them. Okay, some of the lessons of this story. I'm 100% sure that these people who committed this sin, they had shuyukh that told them, it's okay. Go ahead and do it. There's no big deal. You're not fishing on Saturday. You're not actually fishing on Saturday. No problem. Just like now we have shiyukh. It's okay. Riba is only 2%. It's not a big deal. It's not much. It's just a little bit. Go ahead. The bribe, it's not a bribe. This is because of your efforts. Because of this. So they name things. They change things to make them look halal. Wallahi, it is similar to exactly what this group have done. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned them into apes, and in the akhirah, adhabun alim. So number one, we sometimes go fatwa shopping. And we keep asking and asking one sheikh after another until we get the custom-made fatwa that we're looking for. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave us the solution, because deep down in your heart, before you went to seek that fatwa, you know it's haram, and you're looking for a sheikh to tell you it's halal. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave us the bottom line. What did he say? Istafti qalbak. This is your mufti. This is your mufti. You know deep down that this is haram, and you keep looking for a sheikh to say it's halal. But you know it's haram. And when someone asks you, you say, oh, on the day of judgment, I will put them on the neck of that sheikh. If Allah asks me, I will tell him the sheikh told me. But you know inside. That's why Allah, from His hikmah and from His mercy, He did not make us responsible until we are mature and we have a brain. Number two, ordering good and forbidding evil. Our scholars said if there was a sixth rukun in Islam, it will be ordering good and forbidding evil. Al-amr bil-ma'ruf wal-nahi anil-munkar. And this is one of the main problems of this ummah, is that because we stopped practicing this ibadah, it's an act of worship. We stopped practicing it for many reasons. Ordering good, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, if you stop ordering good, listen carefully, akhwan. If you stop ordering good and forbidding evil, you will be raising your hands and saying, Ya Allah, making dua in Plano, in America, in Al-Haram, in Medina, and nothing is happening because you stopped ordering good and forbidding evil. We see the haram around us. We are quiet because we are so scared. Look at this homosexuality. Isn't the same thing? Oh, you see, when these people followed their stomach desire, they want to eat fish. The other people are following their other private part desire. And they made rules and laws, and if you disobey this law, you are out, and nobody dares to say anything because, what's going to happen to me? This is haram is haram. Haram is haram, is not going to change no matter what happens. When we see something wrong, we have to say something. And now we all know the hadith of ordering good and forbidding evil. With your hand, with your tongue, and with your heart. 3 levels. First with hand, second with the tongue, and third with the heart. And Rasulullah ﷺ said, the heart is the weakest of iman. Now listen carefully. What does it mean with the hand? The hand does not mean you beat somebody to do something. The hand means you are a person of authority. You are the father and your daughter is leaving the house without hijab. You are in charge. You are responsible. You are responsible. You don't say here, oh, Habibti, I hate it with my heart. No, you are a sultan here. You have to tell her and talk to her. And you have to mention to her the importance of hijab. Your son does not pray. Okay, Habibi, please, if you can't pray. No, you are the father, you're the mother. You have a sultan here. You have to say, no, Habibi, you're my son. I love you so much. You have to pray. You must pray. This is not a choice. Salat is not a choice. If it's your friend, it's your cousin, then you go with the second one, with your tongue. If you're the owner of if you're the president of the country, you have the right to say no alcohol sale in my country, no gambling, no prostitution. You are the sultan. You change with your hand. You do not say, I hate it with my heart. You are the sultan. The second one is with your tongue. Just like we're doing right now with the tongue. You see a brother, you go into his store and you see him selling lottery. You say, brother Habibi, this is gambling. This is haram. You're not going to go and break the store and, no, this is not your authority. You tell him, this is haram, brother. You're not allowed to do that. This is Islamically, this is considered gambling. Alcohol is haram. You cannot sell haram in your business if you want barakah. And then in your heart, when you are, living in a place like this where you see haram all the time, at least you hate it with your heart. And listen carefully. If it reaches a point that you do not feel anything anymore, not even the heart, this is where it gets really, really dangerous. Not even in your heart is feeling anything. Haram is happening. Shirk is taking place around us. And nothing, not even a feeling of haram. As a matter of fact, you start promoting, these are our brothers, the Christians who worship Jesus, our brothers. How could they call them brothers, ya akhi? They're saying that Allah has a son. How? Subhanallah. So you hate it with the heart. And if you don't hate it with the heart, Rasulullah ﷺ said, that's it. That's it. This is the weakest of Iman. That means if I don't hate it with my heart, what's next? There's no Iman. This is the weakest. There's no Iman. This is how dangerous it is. So Al-Amr bil Ma'ruf has rules. I have to be first sincere. I have sincerity. I'm doing it only for the pleasure of Allah, not to be called names and to have followers, and I'm doing it only for the sake of Allah. Second, I have to have knowledge of what I'm ordering. Not to be a alim, but at least if I tell you to pray and you ask me how to pray, I have to know how to tell you how to pray. Third, I have to practice what I'm preaching. Fourth, I have to have patience. And fifth, which is extremely important, is the usloob of ordering good and forbidding evil. The manner, the method has to be with gentleness, with kindness. قُولَا لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent two prophets to Fir'aun, the worst person ever created, and Fir'aun speak to him gently. If I'm supposed to speak to Fir'aun gently, how do I speak to my brother and to my cousin who says La ilaha illallah? More gentle, very kind. So, now, unfortunately, ya akhwan, many of us fall into the third category. This has nothing to do with me. Alhamdulillah, me, I'm good, my family is good. Let them do whatever they want. Sakat Allah alayhim. As a matter of fact, there's one group of scholars said they were also with the first group. This is one of the opinions. They were with the first group, punished because they were quiet. So, you order good and forbid evil to the best of your ability, as much as you can. Depends on which level are you. But to leave things going without doing anything. Why is this story mentioned in the Quran? At least the first group, subhanAllah, may Allah make us all among them. May Allah make us all from the first group. They said, at least when I stand in front of Allah and He asks me, why didn't you do anything? I would say, Ya Allah, I went and I spoke and I did something. So at least we feel like we did something. The guidance, if the person stopped or not, this is not your responsibility. This is not your responsibility. This is all from Allah Azza wa Jal. Our responsibility is to give the warning. Even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself, he was told, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ وَكِيلًا. We did not send you as a wakil. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا مُبَشِّرًا وَنَذِيرًا. We only sent you as a mubashir, to give glad tidings of Jannah and to warn people about the hellfire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people who listen and apply. May Allah make me from the people who practice what they preach. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our last words La ilaha illallah wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.
إن المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات والصابرين والصابرات والخاشعين والخاشعات والمتصدقين والمتصدقات والصائمين والصائمات والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما.